10 million people woke up this Tuesday morning inside a tornado red alert zone, and the forecast has gotten more serious since last night, not less. The tornado energy score around Peoria, Illinois tonight is going to hit 8.5 on a scale where meteorologists get nervous at 5, nearly double what they consider a high-end number, and it keeps climbing. And here is the number that ties it all together: 4,000 joules per kilogram of stored atmospheric energy over the central U.S. right now. That is a May-level severe weather reading in March, and the atmosphere is not waiting for the calendar to catch up. So, buckle up. Folks, this is a 3-day severe weather event. Tuesday is your tornado day. Wednesday, the squall line rolls east and hits even more people than Tuesday. And then the whole pattern slams into reverse and winter comes roaring back by the weekend. Stay with me to the 6-minute mark for the full hour-by-hour breakdown. And at the 9-minute mark, the shopping list. One item on that list costs under $5. Most people do not own it, and it is the single most important thing you can have at 2 a.m. when the power is out and the sirens are going. Before the breakdown, y'all need to understand what is actually running this whole show. Meteorologists have been watching a low-pressure system develop off the western plains since Monday morning, just sitting there spinning, pulling warm Gulf air northward like a giant vacuum cleaner aimed at the spine of this country. Here is what makes this setup nastier than your average spring storm that warm, moist air has pushed all the way up into northern Illinois and northeastern Missouri dew points in the mid to upper 60s, which is basically tropical air sitting over corn country in early March. That moisture is the fuel. The dry line firing in West Texas right now is the match. They are about to meet head on. South of the warm front today, Springfield, Illinois is going to hit near 80 degrees record-breaking warmth for mid-March, right in the bullseye zone, but just 150 miles north. Chicago is stuck in the 30s and 40s. That 40-degree temperature wall in a short distance is exactly where the atmosphere cranks up the wind shear to levels that turn strong storms into rotating supercells. It is a setup forecasters genuinely do not like to see. All right, 6-minute mark. Tuesday phase by phase. City by city. Phase 1. Tuesday morning through noon, everything is deceptively quiet. Clear skies, sunshine, no drama. But the sunshine is loading the atmospheric gun from the bottom up every hour. Without a storm means more stored energy for when it finally fires. The first shots come along the dry line across West Texas and into southern Oklahoma near the Red River Valley by midday. These opening act storms are straight-up hail machines. We are talking tennis ball-size hail as the first thing out of this system. Folks in Lubbock, Amarillo, and the Red River Valley area need cars under cover by late morning. Phase 2. Tuesday early afternoon, noon to around 4 p.m. This is the tornado window for Texas. Those storms organize into individual rotating supercells before they clump together into a line. And that window before they merge is when tornadoes happen. Dallas at 64 to 79 degrees and Fort Worth at 64 to 77 degrees are sitting under a hatch tornado zone right now. Here is the thing about that hatching over Dallas-Fort Worth that I need y'all to hear. The probability on that hatch is 5%. Last Friday in Michigan, where that EF3 killed people and destroyed Union City, the map only showed 2%. A lower probability does not mean a lower tornado. It means a lower chance, if one fires. It fires full strength regardless of what the map said beforehand. Phase 3. Tuesday afternoon, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., the supercells push northeast into Oklahoma. Straight talk here, forecasters are expecting a couple of strong tornadoes in this corridor. Oklahoma City at 54 to 72 degrees and Tulsa at 55 to 70 degrees are both inside the enhanced risk. Wichita, Kansas at 45 to 64 degrees is looking at 70-plus miles per hour gusts on top of the hail. Kansas City, Missouri at 46 to 61 degrees is on tornado red alert as the storms track northeast. And just to the east of Kansas City, St. Louis at 50 to 66 degrees is what meteorologists are calling the tornado epicenter of Tuesday's Midwest event. The SPC hatching runs directly over the St. Louis metro. Peak threat Tuesday evening into overnight. If you have got family there, holler at them right now. Phase 4. Tuesday evening, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. This is where things shift from serious to genuinely alarming for the Midwest. The warm front across northern Illinois and Indiana lights up. Springfield, Illinois near 80 degrees sits right inside the 10% hatch tornado zone. The highest probability designation on the entire map. The tornado bullseye runs from Peoria and Bloomington, Illinois, through Quincy and the Quad Cities into Kirksville, Missouri, and northeast into the corridor between Valparaiso and Logansport, Indiana. That is where the energy score hits 8.5 at 8 p.m. and approaches 10 by 10 p.m. Indianapolis at 41 to 57 degrees enters EF, 2+ red alert by evening. Fort Wayne at 39 to 55 degrees is flagged through the night. Here is the mechanic in plain English, because this detail is why the Illinois-Indiana corridor is scarier than a typical outbreak. These storms start as discrete supercells, individual rotating thunderstorms, each one operating on its own. A discrete supercell is the most tornado-productive storm type that exists. When one of those supercells grabs onto a warm frontal boundary like the one draped across this region tonight, the low-level wind shear literally doubles. That is not a figure of speech, it is the atmospheric physics of what happens at that boundary. A storm that fires in that environment takes full advantage of every one of those 4,000 joules sitting overhead. That is what the 8.5 energy score is telling you. Real quick before Phase 5, drop your city and state in the comments right now. Are you in the enhanced risk zone, the slight risk corridor, or watching from somewhere safe? Cities with the most comments get the dedicated deep dive in tomorrow morning's breakdown. Drop it now. I will keep going. Phase 5. Tuesday night, 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. and y'all. This is the phase that keeps forecasters up at night. The individual supercells merge into an organized squall line after midnight, sweeping east with embedded tornadoes, 60 to 70 miles per hour straight line winds. The whole thing moving at 50 miles per hour through towns where most people are already asleep. And here is the thing, most weather coverage does not say directly enough. An overnight tornado event is not the strongest kind of event. It is the most deadly kind. Every major outbreak study says the same thing: fatalities spike overnight. Not because the storms are stronger, but because people cannot see the rotation. Warning to impact time collapses and the phone is on silent. The most consistent finding in post-outbreak surveys is this: people got the warning. They just figured the tornado was not headed for their specific house. In a squall line moving at 50 miles per hour, your street goes from clear to direct impact in under 3 minutes. That is not enough time to make a decision. It is only enough time to execute a decision you already made. Now, Wednesday, March 11th. Because this thing does not pack up and go home after Tuesday night. The cold front sweeps east and the severe weather picks up in a different way. It trades the discrete supercell tornado threat for a widespread damaging wind event from Cleveland and Pittsburgh down through Memphis at 61 to 75 degrees and Jackson, Mississippi. More total people impacted Wednesday than Tuesday, less intense. More ground covered. And here is the Wednesday sleeper scenario. Not getting enough coverage, the warm sector is still wide and moist. And if a rogue supercell fires ahead of the squall line over Mississippi or Alabama, it will have plenty of fuel. Birmingham at 61 to 77 degrees and Nashville at 57 to 73 degrees are in exactly that out front zone. Baton Rouge at 66 to 81 degrees and New Orleans are watching for an embedded tornado threat Wednesday morning. The other story getting buried under the tornado headlines is flash flooding, and for folks in Nashville, Little Rock, Chicago, and across the lower Michigan to central Texas corridor, it is a real deal Tuesday threat. 1 to 3 inches of rain on already soaked soil means streets fill up fast. Joplin area, Tulsa, and Dallas-Fort Worth are all in a slight risk for excessive rainfall Tuesday night. Do not drive through standing water. That is how most flood fatalities happen. Comment prompt to one word, your city. Drop it below. Tornado, wind, or flood. Which of Tuesday's 3 threats concerns you most for your area? That one word tells tomorrow's forecast where to zoom in. Drop it now. Okay, 9-minute mark. Specific items and specific actions. No vague advice. Step 1. Right now, before anything else, grab your phone. Go to settings. Find emergency alerts. Make sure it is on. Volume all the way up. And do not disturb either off tonight or set to allow emergency alerts through. A tornado warning playing at half volume through a pillow at 2 a.m. and one blasting at full volume waking the whole house. Those are not the same thing. They are functionally different survival outcomes for the people in your home tonight. Actually check those settings. Do not assume. Step 2. Before 3 p.m. today, walk every person in your household down to your shelter spot and stand in it together. Lowest floor, interior room, no windows, a bathroom, a center hallway, the closet under the stairs. Do not just point at it. Walk there. Stand in it. Make sure everyone knows how to get there in the dark. Step 3. Before sunset today, everything on a charger, phone, tablet, backup battery pack, weather radio, flashlight, all of it at 100%. The power goes out during or before the tornado warning, not after it passes. If you are scrambling to charge your phone at 10 p.m. while sirens are going, you are already behind. Step 4. The shopping list. And here is that $5 item I mentioned at the top, a pack of fresh D-cell or AA batteries. Not the ones sitting in your junk drawer since last year, fresh ones today. Because item 2 on this list, a no AA weather radio, is completely worthless if the batteries inside it are dead at 2 a.m. Item 2, a battery-powered or hand-cranked no AA weather radio. $20 to $40 at Walmart, Target, Home Depot, or Dollar General. This device wakes you up at 2 a.m. when your phone battery is dead and cell towers are getting hammered by thousands of simultaneous alerts. This one item has saved lives in every major overnight tornado event on record. It is not dramatic, it is just what the data shows. Item 3, a dedicated flashlight or headlamp, not your phone flashlight, because you need your phone for alerts and your hands free when moving your family through a dark house to shelter. Item 4, 1 gallon of water per person for 72 hours. A tornado damaging local infrastructure can knock out water service for days. And bottled water is not something you want to be hunting for the morning after. Item 5, check your first aid kit if it is depleted. Grab a basic one at the store today. And item 6, non-negotiable if anyone in your household is in a mobile home tonight. Identify your destination right now. A neighbor's solid house, a community shelter, a church, a school. Mobile homes and tornado warnings do not mix. Period. Have the plan before the warning, not after the siren. All right, city by city. Highest risk first. St. Louis, Missouri at 50 to 66 degrees tornado epicenter. Enhanced risk. EF2 plus hatching directly over the metro. Peak threat Tuesday evening into overnight. Kansas City, Missouri at 46 to 61 degrees tornado and large hail red alert. Afternoon through evening. Springfield, Illinois near 80 degrees record warmth. Warm sector bullseye. Inside the 10% hatch zone EF2 tornado risk tonight. Peoria and Bloomington. Illinois energy score approaches 10 tonight. Highest reading on the map. Quincy, Illinois and the Quad Cities inside the hatch zone. Kirksville, Missouri hatch zone. Valparaiso and Logansport. Indiana, that corridor is inside the primary tornado bullseye for Tuesday evening. Indianapolis at 41 to 57 degrees EF2 plus red alert. Evening through overnight. One of the 2 most dangerous spots on Tuesday's map. Fort Wayne at 39 to 55 degrees. Severe thunderstorms and tornado risk Tuesday night. Folks in Indiana, this is your heads up. Hold on 1 second before the next set of cities. If you are in any of these places and you have got elderly neighbors who do not watch weather, or grandkids staying over tonight, or anyone in your household who sleeps through phone alerts, handle that right now. Text somebody. Walk next door. Do that one thing before you keep watching. Texas and Oklahoma. Oklahoma City at 54 to 72 degrees enhanced risk. Tornado and large hail. Afternoon and evening. Tulsa at 55 to 70 degrees, strong tornado possible. Have shelter ready before 2 p.m. Wichita at 45 to 64 degrees, 70 plus miles per hour gusts and significant hail. Dallas at 64 to 79 degrees and Fort Worth at 64 to 77 degrees hatch tornado zone this afternoon. Plano, Garland, Arlington, Irving all flagged for extreme weather risk. Chicago at 39 to 51 degrees south suburbs and northern Indiana are inside the enhanced risk. Here is the wild card if the warm front settles 50 miles further north than currently forecast. The 10% hatch tornado zone moves directly over 9 million people in Chicago's south suburbs and northwest Indiana. That question does not get answered until late Tuesday afternoon. Detroit at 36 to 50 degrees severe thunderstorms Tuesday night into Wednesday. Louisville, Kentucky at 54 to 70 degrees severe storm risk tonight. Lexington at 52 to 68 degrees rain and storms moving through. Cincinnati at 46 to 63 degrees and Columbus at 43 to 62 degrees, heavy rain and severe thunderstorm risk through Tuesday night. Pittsburgh at 45 to 63 degrees, mainly a Wednesday squall line arrival. Quick check before the Southeast feeling overwhelmed by the information. Totally understandable. Here is the bottom line. Know your shelter. Set your phone alerts. Charge your devices. Those three things cover most of the risk for most people. Everything else on this list is bonus. Okay, Southeast. Memphis, Tennessee at 61 to 75 degrees severe thunderstorms Tuesday night. Then Wednesday's squall line right behind it 2 rounds inside 24 hours. Nashville at 57 to 73 degrees flash flood risk today and severe storm risk tonight. Back to back. Birmingham, Alabama at 61 to 77 degrees dense fog this morning. Storms rolling in Wednesday. Atlanta, Georgia at 59 to 75 degrees fog burning off. Wednesday system brushes the northern suburbs. Baton Rouge, Louisiana at 66 to 81 degrees severe thunderstorms Wednesday evening. New Orleans area. Wednesday morning squall line brings damaging winds and a real embedded tornado threat. Mobile, Alabama, and Tallahassee. Florida dense fog this morning alongside an isolated storm chance tonight. Jackson, Mississippi. Wednesday afternoon and evening is your main severe weather window tornado cannot be ruled out. Omaha, Nebraska at 36 to 54 degrees and Des Moines. Iowa at 36 to 54 degrees are on the dividing line severe thunderstorms on the south side Tuesday evening. Rain flipping to snow overnight as Arctic air wraps around the back of the system. Minneapolis at 30 to 43 degrees and St. Paul at 28 to 41 degrees are already in wintry conditions today. That is the preview of what the whole Midwest gets by Friday. Before we get to the Arctic flip, one thing that needs to be said out loud. Right now, today, families in Union City